45 years old. Good job, decent paycheck, but you check your retirement account and your stomach drops. Almost empty. You keep telling yourself, I'll start investing when I have more money, when things settle down, when I figure it all out. And now you're thinking it's too late. That's the lie keeping millions broke forever. Here's what nobody tells you. Person A at 45 says, too late, and stays broke. Person B at 45 starts investing $500 a month and retires with over $400,000 at 65. Same starting point, completely different endings. Studies prove that people who start at 40 with discipline retire better than people who started at 25 without it. Your maturity beats their head start. I'm breaking down the 7 deadly mistakes people over 40 make that guarantee staying broke, and exactly how to avoid every single one. Stick to the end, because mistake number 7 destroys decades of good work in one emotional moment. Hit subscribe and comment starting today if you're done making excuses. Drop 40 and thriving if you started after 40 and are crushing it. Now let me show you the first mistake killing retirement dreams for millions. Number 1. The too late lie. Why starting at 40 still wins. Alright, let's kill this lie right now. I'm 45. I should have started investing at 25. I missed the boat on compound interest. All the finance gurus say start young. I'm screwed. Sound familiar? That voice in your head is keeping you broke. It's not truth. It's an excuse dressed up as wisdom. Here's the math that destroys this narrative. You start investing at 40, put in $500 a month for 25 years at an 8% average return. You know what you end up with? $438,000. That's nearly $500,000. Starting from 40. Too late apparently builds 6-figure wealth. Interesting definition of too late. But here's the part that'll really mess with your head. Most people who started at 25, they didn't make it to retirement with more. Why? Because they quit, changed the amount, panicked during crashes, borrowed from their accounts. Consistency beats time almost every time in the real world. Studies prove this. People who start investing after 40 with actual discipline end up wealthier than people who started young without consistency. It's not about when you start, it's about following through. And guess what? At 40, you've got something 25-year-olds don't have. You've lived enough life to know this actually matters. That urgency, that's your superpower. There's this ancient Chinese proverb, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Not 10 years from now when you've saved more. Not next year when you get that raise. Now. Now. Today. This week. Because every day you sit around feeling sorry about not starting at 25 is a day compound interest isn't working for you. Look, at 40, you've got 25 years until 65. That's full retirement age. You've got 30 years until 70, which is the realistic working age these days. That's a quarter century of compound growth. You're not running a sprint, you're running a marathon, and you're only at mile 15. There's still time to win this race. Here's what you do today. Not tomorrow. Today. Open an investment account. Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab, whatever. Takes 30 minutes. Set up an automatic monthly transfer. Even $100. Choose a target date fund that matches when you want to retire. Done. Stop debating in your head and start doing with your hands. Man, I know thought he was too late at 47. His friend asked him, how old will you be in 20 years if you don't start? He said 67. Friend said, and will you wish you'd started at 47? Silence. He started that week with $400 monthly. At 67, he had $390,000. Not millions, but it changed everything. Still works part-time by choice now, not because he has to. The too late lie would have kept him broke forever. Starting late made him secure. You'll be 65 whether you invest or not. The only question is, will you be broke at 65 or comfortable? Time passes either way. Use it or lose it. But that's just the mindset shift. What I'm about to say is what makes the real difference, because thinking you can start is step 1. Step 2, actually putting your money where it'll grow instead of where it's dying slowly. Number 2, keeping everything in savings. So let's talk about the thing people think is safe, but is actually financial suicide. You've got $50,000 sitting in your savings account, maybe more. You're proud of it. At least I saved something, you tell yourself. It's safe there. And technically, you're right. That money isn't going anywhere. But here's the brutal truth. Inflation is eating it alive while you sleep. Let me break down the math that'll make you sick. Your savings account pays maybe 0.5% interest if you're lucky, probably less. Meanwhile, real inflation is running 3 to 4% annually. That's not what the government says. That's what your grocery bill says. Your net result? You're losing 2.5 to 3.5% of purchasing power every single year. You're not saving money. You're watching it dissolve in slow motion. Check this out. 50 grand in savings today. 20 years from now, it's still $50,000. Maybe $52,000 with that pathetic interest. But here's the gut punch. The purchasing power of that money is now worth about $27,000 in today's dollars. Inflation just stole $23,000 from you. And you thought you were being responsible. Same $50,000 invested at an 8% average return? 20 years later, it's $233,000. Adjusted for inflation, that's still over $125,000 in purchasing power. The difference between safe savings and smart investing? Over 100 grand. That's not chump change. That's retirement. Warren Buffett said it best. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. In the investing world, cash isn't safe long-term. It's guaranteed poverty in slow motion. Here's what you actually need. 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account. That's your emergency fund. That's actual safety for actual emergencies. Everything above that 6-month cushion needs to be invested in and growing, not sitting there getting destroyed by inflation while you feel good about being careful. A woman I know had $80,000 sitting in savings at 52. Felt responsible, safe, smart. The financial advisor showed her the truth. In 15 years, that 80 grand would have the buying power of 50,000. Or invested moderately, it would become 220,000. She moved 60,000 to investments, kept 20,000 as her emergency fund. At 67, that 60 grand had grown to 160,000. The emergency fund never touched it once. Her safety would have cost her over 100,000 in lost growth. Real safety came from letting money actually work. Cash feels safe until you realize inflation is the pickpocket nobody talks about. Real safety after 40 is growth that outpaces inflation. The riskiest move you can make is taking no risk at all. Here's something you need to pay attention to if you don't want to lose everything, because it's not just about where your money sits. Most people over 40 make this next mistake that keeps them frozen in place forever. Number 3. The amount is too small. Paralysis. You know what I hear constantly? I can only afford $100 a month to invest. That's basically nothing. I'll wait until I can do $1,000 a month. And then they wait, and 20 years pass, and they've invested exactly $0. Congratulations, your perfectionism just guaranteed staying broke. Let me destroy this excuse with pure mathematics. $100 a month invested for 25 years at 8%, $87,600. $0 a month for 25 years while you wait for the right amount? $0. Crazy how too small beats zero by $87,000. Here's a story that'll blow your mind. Ronald Reed was a janitor and gas station attendant his entire life, never made more than $12 an hour. Died at age 92 with an $8 million estate. $8 million. From a janitor's salary. How? He invested small amounts consistently for decades. Small plus time plus consistency equals massive wealth. But everyone's too proud to start small, so they stay broke. Let me show you something that stings. Person A waits to invest $500 monthly. Keeps waiting. Never starts because life happens. Ends with $0. Person B starts with $100 monthly immediately. Stays consistent. Ends with $87,600. Who won? The person who started, not the person with the better plan. After 40, you don't have the luxury of waiting for enough. Time is more valuable than amount at this point. $50 a month beats zero. Always. Every time. Forever. Here's what actually happens in real life. You start with 100 monthly. Year 2, you get a small raise, bump it to 200. Year 3, you cut a subscription, increase to 300. Year 5, promotion hits, jump to 500. Average it out over 25 years, you just built serious wealth starting from not enough. Guy I know felt embarrassed at 43. Could only afford $75 a month to invest. That's pathetic, he thought. Almost didn't start. His friend said, do it anyway. 75 is infinitely more than zero. So he started. Year 2, increased to 125. Year 5, cut cable, bumped to 200. Year 10, earning more, went to 400 monthly. At 63, had 180,000 saved. Started with the amount he thought was too small. Ended with life-changing money. That $75 he almost didn't invest became his retirement freedom. Small money invested beats big money intended every single time. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Start microscopic if you have to, but start today. Every dollar you invest at 40 is worth $4.66 at 65. Even small things become massive given enough time. But starting small works only if you don't blow it all chasing shortcuts. And what kills people over 40? The next mistake. Because time feels short, panic sets in, and that's when things get really expensive. Number 4, chasing get-rich-quick schemes. Here's where panic makes people stupid. You hit 45, look at your retirement account, see basically nothing, and the math suddenly gets real. I'm 20 years behind. I need to catch up fast. I need 50% returns. And that's when the vultures smell blood. Crypto promises, day trading courses, MLM business opportunities, hot stock tips from your coworker's cousin who knows a guy, real estate flipping with no money down. All of it is designed to separate desperate people from their money. And after 40, when time feels short, you're the perfect target. Let me hit you with some brutal statistics. 95% of day traders lose money. Not don't make much. Actively lose money. The average investor trying to beat the market underperforms it by 3 to 4% annually. You're not going to be the exception. You're going to be the statistic. I know it hurts to hear, but someone needs to say it. Here's what studies on actual millionaires show. They invest in boring index funds. They get rich slowly over decades. Consistent 8 to 10% beats chasing 50%. That turns into -30 every single time. The Bible even called this out thousands of years ago. Proverbs says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." Slow and steady isn't just a cute story. It's the only thing that actually works. After 40, you literally cannot afford to lose money chasing shortcuts. You need reliable growth, not lottery tickets. Boring work, exciting bankrupts. Those are your options. What actually works? Index funds tracking the S&P 500, target date retirement funds that automatically adjust, diversified mix of stocks and bonds, low fees, consistent growth. Set it, forget it, let compound interest do its boring, reliable job over decades. Not sexy, incredibly effective. Here's your warning system. Anyone promising 30% plus returns? Scam. Secret strategy only they know about? Scam. Day trading to catch up fast? You'll lose everything. Crypto to retire early? You're gambling, not investing. Stock tips from coworkers? That's noise, not signal. Man at 48 panicked hard about retirement, took $30,000 and went into day trading to catch up quickly. Within a year, he'd lost $22,000. Completely devastated. Had to start over with $8,000 in boring index funds. Invested $300 monthly, consistent and unsexy. At 68, that boring strategy had given him $240,000. The exciting approach nearly destroyed his future. Slow and boring won. Fast and exciting lost everything. After 40, you can't afford to be exciting. You need a reliable, get-rich-quick leads to stay broke forever. Boring compound growth is the only proven path that actually works. Accept it, use it, win with it. But avoiding schemes, is only half the battle. Here's what's behind it that few people understand. Because while everyone's panicking about lost time, they're missing the advantage that actually matters. Number 5. Not understanding time is your advantage. Okay, plot twist incoming. Everyone thinks starting at 40 is a disadvantage. I don't have enough time. People who started at 25 have a 20-year head start. I'm cooked. But here's what nobody tells you. Starting at 40 comes with advantages that 25-year-olds don't have. And honestly, these advantages often matter more than the extra years. Let's break this down. At 40, you're making way more money than you were at 25. Your income has doubled, maybe tripled. That means you can invest more per month, way more. You've also got more discipline. Life kicked your teeth in a few times and you learned. You're not chasing shiny objects anymore. Hopefully, your expenses are going down. Kids are getting older, mortgage is getting paid down. You're not buying stupid stuff anymore. Here's the real comparison. 25-year-old investing $200 a month probably quits when they change jobs, dips into it for a car, panics during the first market crash and sells. 40-year-old investing $500 a month? Dead serious, consistent, desperate enough to actually follow through. Guess who ends up with more at 65? Studies prove this. People who start investing after 40 have higher completion rates. They contribute more consistently. They're way less likely to panic sell during market crashes. Your maturity isn't a disadvantage, it's a massive advantage. The 20-year-old has time, but no discipline. You have discipline and still plenty of time. Discipline often wins. King Solomon said it thousands of years ago. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Your 20s were for figuring life out and making stupid mistakes. Your 40s? This is the season for financial wisdom. You're right on time. Here's the reframe that changes everything. You don't have 40 years, you have 25. That's not a little bit of time, that's a fortune of time. 25 years of compound growth builds serious, life-changing wealth. Stop mourning the years you didn't invest and start celebrating the years you still have. 2 friends, a perfect example. Friend A started investing at 25, put in $200 monthly, but stopped during the recession, changed the amount constantly, and borrowed from it twice for emergencies. Friend B started at 42, put in $600 monthly, never touched it, stayed disciplined through every crash. At 65, friend A had $280,000. Friend B had $520,000. Started 17 years later, ended almost double. Why? Higher amounts plus unwavering consistency. Maturity beat youth decisively. Time isn't just about years, it's about consistency, times amount times discipline. At 40, you've got advantages 25-year-olds dream about. Use them. Your maturity is worth way more than their head start. Don't jump to conclusions, because what comes next can change your perspective completely. Time helps if you use it right, but most people over 40 blow everything with this next mistake about how they actually invest. Number 6, wrong risk level. Alright, here's where people go completely sideways. They either go full grandma mode, everything in bonds, scared of their own shadow, money growing slower than a tree. Or they go full YOLO, all stocks, maximum aggression, one market crash away from living in their car. Both extremes guarantee failure, but everyone picks an extreme because balance sounds boring. Let me show you the math on both disasters. Too conservative at 40? You put everything in bonds, earning 3%. 500 monthly for 25 years? You end up with $214,000. Not terrible, but probably not enough to actually retire comfortably. Too aggressive? All stocks, chasing that 10%. 500 monthly for 25 years gets you $655,000. Sounds amazing until year 20 hits, market crashes 40%, and you're 59 years old, watching your retirement evaporate right before you need it. Both strategies fail, just in different ways. The smart play? 60% stocks, 40% bonds. Middle ground. 500 monthly for 25 years at 7% average. 400,000 plus. You get enough growth to actually build wealth. enough protection to survive the inevitable crashes. You're not getting rich quickly, but you're also not getting destroyed. That's the whole point after 40. Here's the age-based rule that actually works. At 40, go 60 stocks, 40 bonds. At 50, 50-50. At 60, 40 stocks, 60 bonds. You're gradually reducing risk as retirement gets closer. It's not exciting, it's smart. And smart people retire. Exciting people work at Walmart at 75. Target date funds literally do this automatically for you. You pick the year you want to retire, 2045, 2050, whatever. The fund starts aggressively, gradually gets conservative as the year approaches. No guessing, no mistakes, no PhD in finance required. Set it and forget it. A woman at 44 thought she needed to make up for lost time. Went 100% aggressive on stocks. Felt like she was finally catching up. Then 2008 hit when she was 56. Portfolio dropped 40% right when she was getting close to retirement. Panicked completely, sold everything at the bottom, and locked in those losses forever. Her retirement was devastated. Had to start over from near zero. If she'd been 60-40 from the beginning, would have dropped only 20%. Would have stayed calm. Would have recovered fast. Her aggression cost her everything. After 40, balance beats boldness every single time. You need growth, absolutely, but you cannot afford a catastrophic loss. The middle path isn't boring, it's the only path that consistently works. Boring and retired beats exciting and brokely. All of the above will be meaningless if you miss this last detail, because you can have perfect allocation, perfect consistency, perfect everything, and this final mistake will destroy decades of good work in a single emotional moment. Number 7, emotional investing. Here's the mistake that destroys more retirement accounts than everything else combined. The market drops 20%. You panic, sell everything. Market hits all-time highs. You get FOMO, buy at the peak. Your emotions are driving the car, and you're drunk. And after 40, you cannot afford emotional decisions, not even once. Let me hit you with a stat that'll make you sick. The stock market averages 10% returns annually over long periods. Sounds great, right? But the average investor gets 4%. Same market, 6% difference. You know what creates that gap? Emotional buying and selling. Fear makes you sell low. Greed makes you buy high. Repeat for 20 years, and you just donated your retirement to smarter investors. Here's what actually happens during crashes. Market drops, your portfolio goes down 20, 30, 40%. You can't sleep, you're checking your account 17 times a day. Finally, you crack. I need to protect what's left. You sell, lock in the losses, feel relieved. Then 6 months later, the market fully recovers. Everyone who held through is back to even and climbing. You're sitting in cash, too terrified to get back in, watching from the sidelines. One emotional decision just cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in future growth. The 2008 financial crisis proved this perfectly. Investors who held through the crash fully recovered by 2013 and went on to massive gains. Investors who panic sold locked in 40% losses forever. Many never reinvested. They're still broke today. Emotions destroyed one group, discipline saved the other. Same crash, opposite results. Studies show that if you miss just the 10 best days in the market over 20 years, your returns get cut in half. And those best days? They usually happen right after the worst days. When you're most scared. When you want to sell the most. The market rewards patience and punishes emotion like a religion. After 40, emotional investing is retirement suicide. You literally can't afford to sell low and buy high even once. Here's what works. Automate everything. Set up monthly contributions. Never check during crashes. Write down a commitment. I will not sell during downturns ever. Remember, every crash in history has recovered. Time in the market destroys timing the market every single time. Man at 51 had 120,000 invested. March 2020 hits, portfolio drops to 80,000 in weeks. Pure panic. Sold everything to protect what's left. The market recovered in 6 months. His 120 would have become 180 by 2023. Instead, he's sitting on 80,000, too scared to reinvest. One emotional decision cost him 100 grand. His friend, who did absolutely nothing through the crash, retired comfortably last year. After 40, your emotions are your worst enemy. Fear makes you poor. Greed makes you poor. Only discipline makes you rich. Trust the system, ignore your feelings, and win long term. Look, 7 deadly mistakes keep people over 40 broke forever. The too late lie that stops you from starting. Keeping everything in savings while inflation steals your future. Waiting for enough money that never comes. Chasing get-rich-quick schemes born from panic. Not understanding your maturity is your advantage. Wrong risk levels, too scared or too aggressive. And emotional investing that destroys decades of discipline in one moment. Every single mistake is fixable starting today. This week, fix one mistake. Open that investment account. Move money from savings to growth. Start with $100 if that's what you've got. Pick a target date fund. Set up automation. Just one action beats perfect planning. Comment starting today if you're done making excuses. Already invested if you're over 40 and building wealth. Or drop your age plus ready if this fired you up. What video next? Comment the number. 1. Best index funds for beginners over 40. 2. Catch-up strategies for starting at 50. 3. How to invest during crashes. 4. Retirement planning for late starters. You're not too late. You're exactly on time for the rest of your life. Every day you wait is a day compound interest isn't working. The best time was 20 years ago. Second best, right now. 40 isn't the end, it's where wisdom-based wealth begins. Start today. Stay consistent, retire secure.